Welcome to the Wadio Show, the Wadio Show, the Wadio Show. Welcome to the Wadio Show. Come Wadio with me. 4, 20,
Yeah.
23. Wadio. What's up?
When you just said 23, reminded me of Rain Man. Like he dropped sticks and then all of a sudden he's like 45 sticks. Just saying.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I like the intro, but I think I really like your that little groove you were doing on the electric piano. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I could even do it right now if you want.
Yeah, you could do it live or something.
Yeah,
That'd
I'll
be
do it live.
cool.
We'll just be like, the audience, bear with us. We're putting our intro together.
Yeah. You remember it, right? It's that little ditty. It's really cool.
Come on, brother. I got it, man. I know.
That'd be fun if you just played it live every time. I think that's like a really cool thing. Who plays their intro live every time?
All right. I could do that.
So today we're going to get into a little bit of Lithuania and the basketball team, the other dream team, 92 Olympic basketball team, Lithuania. Interesting story. It's been done before. There's a little movie about it, documentary. There's articles written up, but you really kind of have to dig into it to kind of piece it all together. It's a big story. So that's what we're kind of getting into today.
Oh, there's the problem. Technical difficulties have been handled. All right. So ready for the intro and then we'll get into it?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Can't hear it. I guess we're going to have to work on this part. I can't hear it.
No fucking way.
I can't hear it.
Well, then, more technical difficulties. Hold on. Oh, that's why. All right. And now you will be able to hear it. Check this out.
Turn it up. Yeah. Loud. There you go. Love it.
Love it.
Boom, 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 boom. Welcome to Wadio, 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 Wadio. All right. Let's jump into this. It's a big story. The other dream team. Lithuanian basketball team, 1992 is basically kind of the focus of it, and the stories and people involved in it, the politics, and just some of the pop culture and stuff, and how it kind of, and music, and how it all mixed together. And it's a real humanitarian story, and it's pretty cool digging into this stuff because I found that I'm learning a ton about different cultures and different time periods and just history and stuff, but so what's cool about this is that it kind of all starts in Detroit, Michigan, which is kind of where I'm from, right around there. And the Palace of Auburn Hills. So that was like a big stadium that was built kind of outside the outskirts of Detroit or whatever. It was a big controversy, taking the team outside of the city or whatever. But anyways, so what was happening was there was a basketball game. I think it was the Pistons and Detroit Pistons and Golden State Warriors or something like that. And they were having a game, and then like it was on a weekend, a Friday, Saturday, or something like that. And then the next night, Grateful Dead was having like their huge blowout concert at the Palace at Auburn Hills. So, you know, the Deadheads. So obviously the music band, the Grateful Dead, the kind of psychedelic jam band, you know, had this huge following, and all these people were coming, and they'd show up in these caravans like days before the concert started and after, and they'd camp out and kind of take over the whole area for a while. So what was happening was these two worlds were mixing and colliding. Like there was a late night game, and then the next day there was the big concert. And so that's kind of where it all starts. And this guy who's in town for the basketball game. So a lot of people were going to the basketball game, like these businessmen or whatever from Golden State. They're like, well, hell, I'm in town. Let's go see the Grateful Dead the next night, you know?
Sure.
And so there was a lot of like kind of bigwigs, I guess, like mixing with this, I don't know, this other crowd or whatever.
Okay.
And so these guys, I don't know how in detailed we want to get into it or whatever, but they kind of, they mix, and then there's these basketball GMs or guys in their front office or whatever mixing with like these backstage producer people of the Grateful Dead. And so anyways, a longtime publicist and official historian of the band the Grateful Dead, Dennis McNally, is covering the show. And he writes for them, and he's got connections to people in like California and journalists and stuff. And he, I guess, knows the Warriors journalism people and their head of their like fan base or whatever.
Okay.
And so you know, they start having fun at the concert. They do play the game, they start having fun at the concert and stuff, and they start to learn about from one of the, you know, behind the scenes guys of the Grateful Dead, and their journalist, publicist, historian kind of guy. They learn about because they're crazy fanatics, I guess. The Grateful Dead were really into basketball, and so this guy starts to learn about this plight of the Lithuanians, and they're wanting to be a part of the 92 Olympics, and how, you know, they can't really do it. So that's how it kind of all starts, is these backroom guys from this basketball, the Warriors, and then these guys from the Grateful Dead, and they kind of start talking, and this story gets brought up about the plight of the Lithuanians, really. And they were, I mean, Lithuania at that time they were trying to get away from Russia for a long time. They were one of the first countries to stand up to Russia. And when the Berlin Wall fell, they were the first country to gain their independence. I think it was in 90 or 91. And a lot of these players who were now representing Lithuania had originally been on the Russian teams, because they obviously were part of Russia, and they won recently their last Olympic gold medal in '88. They had won in Barcelona. And a lot of them were like, I'm actually like, because the reporters would ask them, oh, Russia. And one of them had said, I'm actually Lithuanian. And so that was kind of like, he was, you know, he was demanding that, you know, they recognize Lithuania, but that all hadn't happened quite yet. And it was just about to happen when that kind of the hammer fell, literally.
Yeah.
And then
that's pretty cool.
These guys find out about their story.
So these guys in Detroit, these power players, they hear about this plight. What did they understand that that Lithuania had a really good basketball team that just didn't have sponsorship? Is that what happened?
I mean, these scouts in America were, I mean, obviously not recruiting from a lot of places in Russia or the, you know, whatever, Western Russia, Eastern European, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they were scouts. They knew. I mean, they just won the gold medal, for crying out loud.
Right.
Yeah, so they knew these were great.
There was some kind of buzz about the possibility of a Lithuanian team, but they had no money.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and the real thing is that I think it commingled with this, coincided with this, is that these basketball scouts and journalists and stuff, you know, they were thinking, hey, how do we get some of these players over here and play in the NBA?
Okay.
And apparently it was prohibited, and
Oh,
you had to get permission from the KGB
okay.
to come over. And so that's a little bit later, but yeah, that's pretty, all this stuff kind of kicks off like right away. Like
Okay.
88 gold Russian basketball Olympics. I'm sure the United States saw that, and that's why they put together the dream team, right? And we can go over the dream team in a little
Yeah,
bit.
anybody can beat Michael Jordan, Shaq, Larry Bird, freaking the best basketball players in the entire planet. I kind of thought it was weak. I thought they should have let college players still continue to do it.
Yeah, a lot of people were, kind of.
I still think that.
Yeah, the dream team was great, man. They were
Well,
obviously the best, greatest
they were
team
the
ever.
best players in the world, and they actually played together really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't just play. They weren't a bunch of ball hogs. They were actually a team. They did come together. Who's their coach?
Oh God.
Was it Lenny Wilkins?
No, it's Dan, the guy who coached the Pistons and won the championship.
Oh, that guy? I like that guy.
Oh God.
Isn't it Chuck something?
Chuck Daly. Thank you. Yeah.
Chuck Daly. I
Yeah.
like Chuck. I
Yeah.
hated that Pistons team, but I like Chuck.
Well, that's because
I'm from Chicago, man. I can't freaking
you can't
not hate that
respect
team.
the
I
Isaiah
can
and
respect
Lambeer.
Chuck, but I can hate the team. I hated that team.
Why? Because they beat you?
Because they are the dirtiest basketball team in the history of the NBA. Lambeer should be strung by a dental floss for 25 years. The only thing that was really significant, no, there was that team. Isaiah Thomas is from the west side of Chicago. He was the leader. He was awesome. They won 2 out of 3 championships, and
Yeah.
that's pretty good. But the Bulls put a smackdown on their dynasty and started their own.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not even talk about it.
Okay. So yeah, the Lithuanian team obviously needed a lot of help. Their country was in like dire straits, and word kind of circled around the NBA and these mostly obviously for the Warriors, Golden State Warriors, and this mix between the Grateful Dead. They were like, we want to sponsor this team. The Grateful Dead was like, we feel the need to go beyond, because they were they had a non-for-profit. That's one of the first things the Grateful Dead ever did, is set up a non-for-profit, and they did a lot of outreach to the community, helping serve like soup kitchens. They did a ton of that stuff, feeding people in need and stuff. And so they basically, this guy who found the story gave wind to their director, their non-for-profit stuff, and was like, we want to do this. This is how we want to use some money and
great.
serve.
Well, I mean, it's more of a statement. This is more of a question. So for me, I always get inspired when there's something that just seems to be the right thing to do, and people come together and just make it happen. I mean, dude, that shirt, I've never seen a better basketball shirt ever. I love that.
So this is what
Dude.
the Grateful Dead, like they're like, okay,
They capitalized on it. Why not?
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, I never thought about that angle.
Well, look at it. I mean, Jerry Garcia, when I worked at the Mercantile Exchange, a futures market, which is like the stock market, in 1987. And when I worked there, these brokers, I worked on the floor where the trades happen, and the favorite tie for about a year was the Jerry Garcia ties, because he came out with the ties, man. And yeah, he was a good businessman, dude. Not my favorite guitar player, but that's all right.
So you're right. That's an interesting angle to talk about. All these kind of hippie deadhead characters, then grow up and start families and get into the corporate world. right? And then so there's songs about. I just heard it on the radio. That one of the I forget who sings it, but it's like I saw a deadhead sticker on a Cadillac. Don't
I like
look
that
back.
line. It's
Don't.
true.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
the deadhead
look,
sticker on a Cadillac.
so when they propagate, well, they're true stories about that there were movements in the 60s and 70s, this whole hippie movement. They don't kind of go that deep on those stories, though, because they didn't represent the entire youth of the country, but they did represent a culture and a big group of pretty much rich kids that had time to hang out.
Right.
Summer vacation, they don't need a job. And, they were a big part of the hippie culture. I ain't mad at them. And, these kids grew up and their dad still had a freaking insurance company to hand down to them. And so they do make up. Today, now they're in their 60s, right? And sometimes 70s. The guys that grew up with the Grateful Dead. And a lot of them are CEOs of companies, for sure, or executives, or very high-level employees in companies that were part of that culture. And the Deadheads, it makes sense they go to the shows because that's like their youth,
Yeah. Right.
And they actually really did live it, and they do run corporations for sure.
Yeah, it was funny to kind of hear about this deadhead, caravan showing up at the Palace in Auburn Hills the night that the basketball teams are playing, but also like, these guys had like corporate suites and like,
Of
had
course they
VIP box.
They own the freaking place.
Yeah, they had a lot of that because it's an indoor arena, so it's
They got the
box
sky
seat.
boxes, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever they want to do in those sky boxes, it's all theirs.
So it's funny because they Grateful Dead got with their t-shirt people or whatever, right, and they used the colors of the Lithuanian country, obviously, to make the tie-dye. They put their, their kind of insignia, their logo of the skeleton or something on there.
Right.
It's pretty recognizable. I got some pictures of like some of their other like recognizable stuff, but if you don't know the Grateful Dead, that would be the sticker and the bear and stuff right here. This bear. And anyways, so they send them these t-shirts.
So cool.
They don't send them jerseys.
I like it.
They send them these t-shirts.
Well, what do you think about that?
And they're jerseys, right? But they're not like
they're tie-dyes. I love it. What do you think about it? I love it. Why not?
And here comes this Lithuanian crew just
Chris
off
Mullins.
the side door here, just kind of parading in. Looked like they came from a Grateful Dead concert.
He said looks like they came from a Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
I think more rock and roll bands should support professional third world sports. Maybe hip hop should get in the game.
Right?
Yeah, why not? How about Jay-Z supports like the Congo basketball team?
Right.
And starts that basketball program there for the kids, which would mean that he'd feed them too, which would be great since a lot of them are starving. He's got the cash. He doesn't need another house.
Look at, they're all showing the peace sign and like making bunny
dude,
ears.
This
is like their official team photo.
Do you have any like
shorts.
reports of like them talking about this, dude? Because
yeah.
I want to hear it.
Yeah, we'll get into
I want to
it.
hear
I'll
it.
find it. I'll dig it
All
up.
right.
Give me a hot second. Don't
All
put
right.
me on the spot. But
Yeah,
I just want to focus on this.
Got me
Look
excited.
at their shorts.
For
They're
real.
so oversized. And
I love it.
The person who was putting together like the clothes for this wasn't like thinking.
No, they weren't thinking cool.
No,
they were thinking like Deadhead.
Yeah, they weren't thinking.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
They should have had like saris, dude.
Look
like
at the spiral. It goes right
on
into
the
their
cock.
crotch. Look at these guys. They were like, I can't believe they sent us these ridiculous. So that's what Chris Mullins was talking about when they all walked out for the first time. All the USA is in their nice, proper basketball jerseys. And then they play the Lithuanian, theme country song or whatever. And these guys walk out their national anthem.
I think it would have been one of my favorite moments as a basketball player to watch these guys come onto the court. It's awesome.
They talked about it a lot, like just the images of them, not about the game and them playing well or anything, just like how they were dressed. It was really funny. Like people were blown away there, and the fans went nuts. And they sold so many of these T-shirts.
I'm sure, dude. I'm sure that's one of the smartest business moves that Jerry Garcia ever made, dude.
All right, we're at that time. 10 minutes here.
All right. Well, I want to hear these guys talking, man. I mean, I love them, dude. By the way, they're a lovable team. They're like Muppets on the court. I mean, that's kind of what those shirts make them, like Muppets or something. It's fucking great. And they won the gold medal?
No, they won the bronze.
They did, but they still got that far.
Yeah, I mean, so
with
that
the Dream Team? That's when the Dream Team won? That's pretty good, dude.
And they beat them. Not in the finals or whatever, but
they beat the Dream Team?
So the Lithuanian basketball team is the only one of 3 teams to ever beat the Americans.
Well, that's significant.
After like the 90s. Right?
These guys beat the best pros in the world. That's awesome. All right, man, throw one down on me, man. Oh, yeah. I can't wait. You're getting a juicy one, I'm sure.
I'm trying to find like an interview of one of the players.
Oh, but just show some of the game playing even. That'd be cool. I just want to see these guys playing in their freaking Jerry Garcia.
So when Lithuania surprised the USA basketball team.
Yeah, let's do that.
Strangest moments in sports or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So yeah, they walk out. I can't show this whole video, bro.
I know. Just a little clip.
Points, and no one got within 22
This is Lithuania handing it to the Dream Team.
In a word,
is that true?
Unbeatable. The USA.
Let's see.
Vince Carter scored at the.
This must have been in the '96
Oh,
Olympics.
Vince Carter. I forgot he was
this
on.
is not
Vince
the 90.
Carter.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. I love that guy.
But he wasn't on the original Dream Team in '92. This is the Dream. This is not the Dream Team. So the Dream. That was only one time in the Olympics.
Okay.
This is the next time. This is in Atlanta, the '96 Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Lithuania doesn't have the jerseys on.
Okay.
And they have better jerseys at this point, but
well, I wouldn't say that. Looks like they
whatever,
came out of a hospital ward for the second time around. I give them no stars on their second uniform.
So this is when
I partnered with Truist, and they helped me design a whole
Lithuania in the '92 Olympics. But anyways, we'll see if we can see them at least playing in their jerseys and stuff. They don't have those jerseys. Maybe those were just their warm-up jerseys or something. I don't know. Because I don't see them playing in that jersey.
There's probably just a promotional thing, like when they first came out, but still, it's pretty cool.
Maybe those were just their warm-ups. I don't know.
Oh, but let's do Lithuania versus the Dream Team. Like just a couple seconds.
I'm not seeing them playing in that jersey. I thought, though, they played a couple games in them.
Well, let's see them hand it to the Dream Team.
Seeing them in those jerseys playing.
So, did any of those guys go on to become NBA players?
This is them just coming out.
Huh.
No, they did. They played right. I mean, it's on this video there.
Did any of those guys end
That's
up
their
becoming
uniforms.
NBA players?
I think.
Huh?
Or, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's them right there. I don't know. Maybe they had regular jerseys, but it looks like I can't find any footage at the moment of them actually playing in the outfit.
Oh, you sound like you're talking to somebody.
I'm actually doing a podcast right now. You're on it.
I can't hear you.
Oh my goodness.
I'll talk to you, okay?
Okay.
I'll call you back.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Really? All right. Why?
I don't know.
It's not muted. And it's on.
You're not muted.
Can you hear me now?
I don't have you muted. You don't have me muted.
Can you hear me? All right. I don't know what the problem is. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Probably just
Can you hear me now?
test your speaker or something, or your mic.
It says that it says to me you're viewing Eric's screen. Oh. But it says Eric is sharing computer sound. But
I love how you continue to talk even though I can't hear you.
Fuck, man.
You keep talking and I'll just make up words that you're saying.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fine.
All right, so we're talking about Lithuania,
so
which
yeah.
I know nothing
Oh,
about
we're
really.
doing this
I
thing,
did
right?
zero research for this for this episode. I thought I'd just come in here and tell you about this old little Lithuanian late. Yum.
All right.
Okay.
Answer your phone. All right. You can hear me now. Let's do it this way. Let's flow with the flow with the go. Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Going.
Going.
Flow.
Yeah. So I like the other way better, actually, where I was talking for you.
I'm sure you did. I guess then you can hang up and you can talk the rest of the time. It's fine. I'll listen. I'm so excited to hear any other insights you have about the Lithuanian basketball team. Why don't you just go ahead, man? Wrap her up, baby.
All right. Well, we got about 2 minutes here, so I'll tell you the whole story in 2 minutes. How does that sound? Sounds good, Eric. Really sounds
good,
great.
Eric.
Yeah. And like, here's what I really know about the Lithuanian.
Here's what I know about
basketball
the
team.
Lithuanian basketball team.
Basically,
So
I know that.
I know that
this story
the
kind of
story
unfolds here. In this very hostile political time frame. And stop. Yeah. I'm talking to my mom now. She just walked into the room. Mom, I need some information on Lithuania. Can you call your friend who makes those Slavoskis, or what are they called? Those little, not pierogies, but it's basically potatoes and meat. Yeah. Can you have her like send a few of those over here? I got talking to Eric about Lithuania and I got really hungry. Make sure she sends some of that sour cream, you know, Mom? This kind of sour cream that all the Lithuanian dishes are topped with.
Yeah.
Basically, there's like Lithuanian food is like Mexican food. It's like a, you know, everything's basically a taco.
Basically a taco.
Like tortilla, cheese, bean, you know, couple veggies, you know. Lithuanian food is basically comprising of potato,
potato,
meat,
meat,
and
and
everything infused with it, and then topped with sour cream.
Top with sour cream.
So, Mom, if you could just call
Call
Linda up,
Linda.
that would be great.
That would be great.
I'm starving.
I'm starving.